Hi everyone, my name is Marco with Board Game Revolution, and today we have a sneak peek of Dungeons of Infinity, designed by Jack Spoerner. This is hitting Kickstarter on February 19th, and some of you may recall this game from last year hitting Kickstarter, but was pulled by Jack Spoerner. Well, the reason why he pulled it is because he wanted to do updated artwork, he listened to your comments on the rules, and now it's back and ready to get funded. So without further ado, let's go into the components, mechanics, and gameplay. Dungeons of Infinity is an action point allowance, cooperative or competitive modular board role-playing game for 1 to 5 players. The game comes with 10 hero standees, 10 hero boards, and 10 asymmetrical ability decks. It also comes with 31 dungeon tiles, 3 dungeon lord standees, over 450 cards, 151 tokens, 6 20-sided die, 50 wooden tokens, a rule book, and a campaign book. At the start of the round, each player will roll a die and see who gets initiative first. The one with the lowest roll has first initiative. Here, the archer is first player and has 4 ability points to spend. With her first action, she decides to travel north, revealing a new tile. Drawing the top tile from the dungeon deck, she places the new tile with the arrow in the direction she is traveling. Check the room contents, and here we will see that there's a treasure chest in this room. Grab a treasure chest token and place it into the room. With her second action, she chooses to open the chest. Drawing the top tile from the treasure risk deck, she reveals that she has got gold and she puts it in her inventory. Pressing her luck, she decides to continue to move. Again, we will check the room contents and put the tile within the room. With her last action, she will examine the body. Drawing the top card, we reveal that there is a trap. She will take 2 points of damage. The second phase of her turn is to check to see if she caused any boss events. As we can see here, there was no melee combat, so there is no events to be drawn. Now it's the warrior's turn, and unlike the archer, he only has 3 ability points. So he uses the first action point to reveal the room to the west. Upon checking the chart, we see the floor is covered in mist. Immediately draw a mist risk card. We have discovered the enemy. Draw H plus 1 enemies. H is the number of heroes plus 1, so 3 enemies. Take the top 3 enemies from the enemy deck and put it on top of your hero. Grab the top card of the reward deck and put it face down next to the enemies. Heroes will always attack first unless otherwise stated. The warrior decides to use Intimidating Presence, which costs no action points. Using this ability, half the enemies that have a power of 5 or less will flee. As you see here, the skeleton archer flees and we gain an experience point. The warrior then uses his second action point to do a normal attack. His hit chance is 13, so any number rolled between 1 and 13 is a hit. The warrior rolls a 7 and lands a hit against the healing mage. He'll total up his power between equipment and his natural power. Here we have 6, and the mage has a defense of 4, so the mage will take 2 damage. Because he landed a hit, he will gain another experience point. With his last action point, he is going to power up Power Rage to be used at the start of his next turn. Now it's time for the enemies to attack. Both enemies' hit chance is 17, minus the AP of the hero, as well as any additional equipment. Here the shield causes an additional -1. The first attack lands a hit and will take the enemy's 6 power versus the warrior defense. His natural defense is 5, and his equipment gives him +2, so it is 7 against 6. Because the damage is within -1 and 0, the warrior takes a damage. Now the second mage attacks and misses with an 18. With the phase over, we will now see if any boss events happen. As you can see, the warrior did move and do combat. Draw the first boss event, and here we will see it will move 1 closest to the warrior. We will then draw the second event. Again, the boss will move closer to the warrior because he is the loudest. You will continue the game until the scenario objective is complete or someone dies. So let's talk about the highlights of Dungeons of Infinity. First, replayability. This game comes with a huge amount of pre-built scenarios that are basically one and done that you can play with a group or yourself. You can also play through the 30-page campaign book with a static group, or if you want, you can customize your own campaigns with all these modular decks and the modular board. The second thing I want to talk about is the different styles of play. So this game comes with a co-op mode and a competitive mode. So if you're one and your group is about playing together, you can have that mode for that. Second, if you like more of a competitive game where you're backstabbing each other and racing to the exit, there's that for you as well. So you have a dungeon crawler that you can play both co-op and competitive. The next thing I want to talk about is the variant of difficulty that you can have. You can play it with a casual group, or you can play it with a deep strategy group, all by just eliminating the dungeon bosses. So you take out the dungeon boss and all casual gamers are going to play it like a hack and slash. If you add the dungeon boss, now it becomes a cat and mouse game where you're building strategies on how best to take it down, because you can't just fight it one-on-one. And the last thing I want to point out is its immersive story mode. So there's a 30 dungeon campaign that you're going to run through that Jack really took the time to build a world that you can get lost in. And you're going to play this from week to week to week. It's not going to be something you can just sit down and finish in one night. Not only that, if you are one of those like myself that played D&D while they were younger, you're going to feel like it's just like that, but without the dungeon master that's going to guide you through. That's what the story is there for. So if you like what you see here, make sure to check it out on Kickstarter starting February 19th. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments down below and me or Jack will answer your questions. Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Marco. I'll see you next time.